Now at some point when you're working on your presentation, hopefully not too far when you get into it, you save it. Now if it's the first time you're saving your presentation, it's going to do a save as. A save as is going to ask you two questions. What's the name of your presentation? Because up here on the title bar, I don't know if you want to go with the generic presentation one because that doesn't strike interest into me. And you may not remember what your presentation's about with presentation one. In any case, you can go ahead and rename it when you do a save as. And it forces you to do a save as if it's the first time you're saving your presentation. So it asks you two questions. What name do you want to give it and where do you want to save it? So if I come over here, you got the save button, right? You click on the file, go backstage, you have the save and save as. So if I click on save because it's the first time I'm saving it, it's going to do a save as, or I can go to save as and then click on browse and it opens up the save as window. Again, where do I want to save it and what name do I want to give it? But if I click cancel, go back and click save, opens up the same window because again, it needs to know what name you want to give it and where you want to save it because right now it's nowhere on your computer. So let's go ahead and go to the desktop over in the navigation pane here, and over in the main area for my desktop, I've got my exercises folder. Double click on that because that's where I want to save it in. And the name of the presentation, we're going to call it My Spiffy Presentation because everything we do here at Dreamforce is spiffy. So go ahead and click save. Once I do that, it does a couple of things. First of all, on the title bar, it's no longer the generic name. I now have it My Spiffy Presentation. And then it's also saved in the exercises folder on my desktop. So if I close out and I go to my desktop, there's the exercises folder, double click. Hey, there it is, My Spiffy Presentation. And double click to open that up. Ah, nice. Now I can go ahead and work on it. And then as I'm working after I saved it initially, it won't do a save as again because it knows the name that I gave it, My Spiffy Presentation, and it knows where it's going to be saved in the exercises folder on my desktop. So if I come down here and I add a title, okay, it's very generic, but we haven't started yet, right? So let's go ahead and come up here and click save. When I click save, does it do a save as? Asking me, okay, what's the name again and where do you want to save it? That's redundant. It automatically knows because once I save it there, it's not going to ask me that again. Unless I want to make a copy of this because, I want backups. So I have My Spiffy Presentation. I'm like, okay, I added a title. I like that title, add a title. And I want to add another title, but I don't want to lose what I added here. So I can make a copy by coming up here, clicking on the File tab, going to Save As. Now, since I already saved it, it's not going to ask me the questions, where do I want to save it and what name do I want to give it. But if I do a Save As again, without it asking me to do so, that's where it's going to make a copy of it. So if I do Save As, come over here to Browse, opens up the Save As window. Now, if I leave the name the same, and I put it in the same spot, and I click Save, it's going to overwrite it. And that's fine if I want to overwrite it and update it with the changes that I made, or I can say no, and come over here and click there, and do My Spiffy Presentation 2, and click Save. So when I add a title 2, and click Save, it doesn't ask me that question again because I've already saved it, right? So I've got two presentations. I have my presentation and my presentation 2. So whatever presentation I want to work in, just close out, go to the exercises folder on my desktop. It's already open. Double click to open it up. And I'm back to my simple add a title presentation here and not add a title 2.